Percentages come up all the time in everyday life, from tips in restaurants to grades in school to the winning percentages of our favorite sports teams. Let's jump right in and look at our first word problem. When Ragu moved to Bedford, the population was 14,100 people. Currently, the population of Bedford is 12% greater. What is the current population? Well, we want to find the number that is 12% greater than 14,100. How do we do that? Well, 12% greater means we take the original amount and add 12% of the original amount. So we're really looking for 112% of our original amount. Our original amount is 14,100, so we want 112% of 14,100. To take a percent of a number, we want to change the percent to a decimal and then multiply. So let's rewrite 112% as 1 and 12 hundredths. Multiplying by 14,100, we get 15,792. That means the current population of Bedford is 15,792. Let's try another. Eleni owns a nail salon and charges $55 for a classic pedicure. She decides to raise her rate to $66. What is the percent increase of the price of a pedicure? Notice that this problem is a bit different than the previous one. In the first problem, we were given an amount and the percent increase. And in this problem, we're given two amounts and want to find the percent increase. We can find the percent increase or the percent of change by taking the amount of change and dividing it by the original amount. Great, so let's plug in what we have. The amount of change is the difference between our original and new price. That's 66 minus 55. And our original price was 55. Subtracting the numerator, that gives us 11 over 55, which reduces to 1/5. And since we want the percent of change, let's rewrite 1/5 as a decimal. 1/5 is equal to 2/10. Great, now we just need to convert this decimal to a percent. 2/10 is 20%. So Eleni raised the price of a pedicure by 20%. One more. Last basketball season, Caleb's average points per game was 12.2. This basketball season, his average points per game was 2.5% less than last season. What was Caleb's average points per game this season? Round the answer to the nearest tenth. In this problem, we have an original amount and a percent decrease. And we need to find Caleb's average points per game this season. So before we solve the problem, let's remember that 2.5% less means we should subtract 2.5% from the original amount. So 100% of the original amount minus 2.5% of the original amount equals 97.5% of the original amount. And now we can write an equation for this problem. Caleb's average points per game this season, or the final amount, is equal to 97.5% of Caleb's average points per game last season, the original amount. Last year, Caleb's average points per game was 12.2. So we need to take 97.5% of 12.2. To calculate this, let's first change 97.5% to a decimal. Moving the decimal point 2 places to the left, we get 0.975. So now we have 0.975 times 12.2, which equals 11.895. For this problem, we need to round our answer to the nearest tenth. So let's look at the digit in the hundredths place. 9 means we round up, so 11.895 becomes 11.9. Caleb averaged 11.9 points per game this season. Nice work! I hope these problems gave you a good understanding of how we can solve word problems with percents.